All right, good evening. Welcome to week 5 feature matches here for Aetherdrift League. We got a new player here to us against one of the original players from our server, one of our founding members here. We got Jack F against Johnny, and I got Timothy B on commentary with me. How's it going tonight?
It's going well,
All
and
right.
I'm really excited to spectate this game. Should be an interesting one because I believe that Jack is on his final match. If he loses this one, he'll be eliminated.
Yeah, he's
So
at
there's a lot on the line.
9 and 10. He kept a I'm going to say a very risky hand here with three
Yeah.
colors of cards and only one color of mana, and he just, like he knew it was going to be there, drew the forest here to unlock basically his whole hand. What's Johnny got in hand there?
Johnny is playing a red-black deck. He's got a Kickoff Celebrations at 2 mana and a Javelineer at 3, as well as a Spin Out.
All right.
Actually, he just drew his one of his rares, Draconic's Engineer. This is probably one of the best 2 drops you can play on with a
Yeah,
deck like this.
I played against him last week. He's actually the one that knocked me out, and his deck is
Oh,
very scrappy. So very scrappy black red deck.
hmm
Nothing crazy. Not one of these green decks like we're seeing everywhere. But
yep.
he's fought himself to a 13-9 record, so that's pretty good. So in hand
No,
for Jack here, he kept his hand without green mana with the Lumbering World Wagon, a Beast Rider Vanguard, and a Biomancer's Familiar, and a white card, the Perilous Snare. So he
hmm.
kept just 2 islands, and he drew the forest, and now his wagon's online.
It's better to be lucky than good,
Oh yeah,
I
that was
think.
a very important draw. He also has a Marshal's Path Cruiser and a Night Market here. So I saw a Swamp also in his deck. So looks like he's definitely green blue base with a couple of splashes here. One of them being the Perilous Snare in hand.
Yeah, that's going to be a
So
strong card in this matchup. It seems
mhm,
like on Johnny's side, we've got. Um, oh, okay, so
yeah,
he's just lost maybe one of his primary win conditions here. I think that he has a Deathless Pilot in hand, as well as a Kickoff Celebrations and a Spin Out. So we're running out of gas a little bit on this side, but we have a chance for a redraw.
yeah. I think Johnny made the assertive play because like he could have taken a turn off to spin out the World
Hmm.
Wagon. He said, "I'd rather play my Javelineer," and Jack had the same opportunity to sort of ignore the scary card. He could have
Yeah,
just played one of his creatures, crewed the wagon, attacked for 6, and continued on his way. But he said, "I want to take this away before there's a 4/4 flyer because I can't deal with a
yeah,
4/4 flyer." And now
yeah.
Johnny might want to spin out this World Wagon before it gets to attack and get another land, but the diversion
Yeah.
unit will stop that. So
I
diversion
think
unit
that
will be able to counter an instant or sorcery here.
yep, I think that Johnny's recognized that. The draw for last turn, Vraska Scheming Gorgon, a six
Huh.
drop planeswalker. I don't know what it does. I've never seen this card.
Yeah, I think it was in a Planeswalker deck. It's like it was never in a draft set, so I also do not. I'm not familiar with the text on that one, but I'm sure when it's in play, we'll get an idea of what it's going to do
Yeah.
here. But I assume at 6 mana
Yep.
and it being like a Planeswalker deck card, it's probably not a crazy bomb to be feared, but
Mhm.
I'm sure it'll have some utility. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like the game right now is almost revolving around uh, Johnny trying to figure out when he can sneak his spin out in here to take care of the world wagon, because otherwise that's going to provide quite a bit of value. Oh,
I
and
don't
he's thinking about responding to this Biomancer's Familiar, but
don't
he's reading the card now.
Yeah, this was one of the cards from our bonus sheet as well. It's there was a few of these type of cards that allowed you to make your abilities cost less. There was like Omen Hawker that taps for mana. There was Enigma Jewel, Biomancer's Familiar. It has some other text about adapting, but I don't. I can't imagine there's any creatures with adapt in our league. But it does make all your exhaust abilities cost 2 less than any other activated as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so Johnny said, I do have to
So
spin out now because I left my mana up. I don't get to spin out the thing I want to spin out, but at least the flyers off the board here.
Yep. Now you can hope to draw into another removal spell of some sort.
Yeah.
The draw for this turn, Clamoring Ironclad, the 4-drop vehicle that cycles for 1 red mana.
Yeah, and of note, Jack did not get to attack with his Lumbering World Wagon, so because Johnny played the removal, well, he needed to like he played the removal with the Biomancers on the stack, so that he would never have a chance to crew 4.
Crew 4, of course.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the World Wagon does demand a mighty crew, but it does pay you back. So he's got Possession Engine here. I think he's thinking I'm just going to take this Grim Javelineer here and be happy enough.
I think he needs to do something here because with this 6/3 Menace back, there is the threat for a lot of damage coming through here.
I mean, he's at 9. I mean, does he want to attack here with the World Wagon? It's a big attack. It'll be attack for 9 here. Because he'll get a land and he'll get a Grim Javelineer trigger. But I figure a red deck might be able to deal that extra 3 damage that would be needed.
Yeah, it's a risky call here.
So what are the cards left in Johnny's hand here?
So Johnny's holding Kickoff Celebrations, Deathless Pilot, and Vraska, Scheming Gorgon, which costs 6 mana, which he doesn't have right now.
Okay.
I think that if I were in Jack, wait, I'm sorry, is it Jack or Jake?
It's Jack.
Yeah, I think if I were in Jack's position here, I might attack with the World Wagon. I wonder if there's any sort of sneaky crewing he can do here by crewing some of his other vehicles for the cheap, and then how much does it cost?
No, he wouldn't be able to really. The path cruiser requires an even bigger crew, and Possession Engine is a crew 3.
I see.
So next turn he could do some creative crewing perhaps, but this turn he was limited on that.
Johnny's draw Grease Wrench Goblin.
I mean, it's a body. That'll do. I mean, in a close match like this, just having a body on board is good. Of note,
like he's trying to decide.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Just looks like if he's trying to decide whether to cast Kickoff Celebrations here.
Yeah, I mean, it might draw him some useful cards, but I mean, at this point in the game, he does need to be a bit more on board in casting that. But he does dump that 6-drop Planeswalker that wasn't going to be cast.
And he's drawn Draconic's Engineer, a 2nd copy.
Huh, okay. Pretty good one. He's probably just going to play his creatures and pass.
That's what it looks like here.
Yeah, so of note, the Beast Rider Vanguard can be activated for 3 mana thanks to the Biomancer's Familiar, so Jack might be
good combo.
Draw something from that.
Those are some good interactions, yeah. I wonder if there's any red sources in Jack's deck here to animate his Pathfinder. That's something that he's splashing for.
There was no basic mountain that I saw. Because he did search his deck for basic more than once. And there was, I think, 2 basic plains and 1 basic swamp. I figure, I mean, maybe he has like a bike that taps for any color mana, or Night Market can be named on red if absolutely needed. But
otherwise,
looks like there's no basic mountain.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what Johnny... I guess Johnny's deciding whether he wants to attack for 6, but that would leave him dead to like a singular removal. But Jack is top decking, so I mean these are the risks that you have to calculate here.
Looks like he's gonna hold back for 1 more turn and maybe hope to somehow surprise Jack with maybe the haste exhaust ability of the Draconic's Engineer next turn.
Yeah, I mean, there is potentially a 4/4 flyer coming at him next turn. An island here means that Jack is probably going to start by activating his Beast Rider Vanguard.
Now there's some sneaky crewing that can be done here with the Grim Javelineer giving something 4 power at the beginning of combat, although I guess that doesn't really work.
So we got
And
3
crewing the
lands.
world by.
3 lands revealed. Yeah, this Beast Rider Vanguard. I know it's good, but whenever I play it, it kind of just finds me lands. It puts removals on the bottom. But I know that's not the normal case here. No, usually it finds you some good things to do, and he's got a second Perilous Snare here.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
That's going to be really good here.
Yeah, so now he can snare away, guessing the 6/3? Oh no, he's taking away the 2/2 here. Okay.
That makes sense too.
So he definitely cannot attack with all 3 of his vehicles, but he can attack with 2 of them. But I assume he does not want to attack with the... So he could crew the Possession Engine with the Grim Javelineer, and then he can use the Possession Engine to crew the 6/5 if he wants.
Or even the Lumbering World Wagon. Although I guess then he
can
might
get
be...
crewed by the 2 2/2s, right? Because he doesn't want to attack with the Possession Engine. Oh well, no, he can attack with the Possession Engine, because if he attacks with World Wagon, it's a forced trade.
So lethal on its own.
Yeah, so he is gonna do what I suspected he might, which is this is just getting in for 6 damage, right? So this will do 6 damage because he is forced to block the World Wagon. Oh, looks like he's just attacking with the cruiser to make it... If you attack with the World Wagon, is it not lethal? Yeah, because he gets the +1 from the Grim Javelineer on the Path Cruiser, and then the Lumbering World Wagon is also attacking. So he realized... I think he realized immediately. He just forgot about the Grim Javelineer ability, which is pretty understandable considering it's like the stolen creature that's just sort of sitting there crewing.
Not even his own card, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he does get to surveil, so there's a Huatli on top, which is not what you want to see. If you're Johnny, that's the one that goes in, makes 2 dinosaurs, it gets you a land, makes 2 dinosaurs, does all sorts of stuff.
Johnny has drawn a mountain. I don't think that... Well, he does get to redraw here.
Yeah, he gets to dump it here.
He's found a Rotting Regisaur.
Yeah, don't know if he's going to live to use it, because this Huatli's going to make all the bodies he needs to crew all of the vehicles and still attack with other things.
Yep. It's looking that way.
Yeah, what a card.
So if I'm Johnny here, I'm not even...
Oh, he says, I'm just going to start by attacking. He looks like he's going to save the Huatli here. Nope.
Okay.
Okay, no.
Yeah, maybe...
He's taking his time here to figure out what to do. Again, this is potentially his last match here at 9 and 10. So we're seeing basically his full powered up deck here.
And now in these friendly direct challenges, there's no timer per turn either, so you have plenty of time to figure out your optimal line.
Yeah. Yeah. We always we don't want to put pressure on our players here. These are, it is a friendly league at the end of the day, so we don't put the timers here. If ever there are people that are going like chronically slow, you can bring it up to them, but that's rarely the case.
Yeah.
All right, so Johnny's going to take the calculated risk to go to 1 here.
Yeah.
Hoping he can maybe pull something out. This double chumping leaves him with almost no options.
Mm-hmm.
This leaves him with slightly more options, perhaps. And all right, he's going to activate the Beast Rider Vanguard. He's going to play this Huatli. Probably play the Elvish Refueler. He's got a lot of cards that can go get lands from his deck, it seems.
That makes it a lot easier to play 4 colors.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen a black... Despite he does have a black card in play, but it's not his.
Right.
I'm just going to put counters on things. This is... I don't know if Johnny has... I don't believe Johnny has access to a board wipe here, but... It's looking like that's about the only thing that could cause him to not be dead.
Oh man, Johnny pulling a lightning strike off the top here. I wonder if there was a different play that could have gotten him. No, I think that if he had attacked with that 6-3 minutes earlier in the game, he would have just been dead by now.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, there was that turn where he could have attacked, but he would have had to stop
Mm-hmm.
attacking after that. Like he
Don't
wouldn't
get
have
to
been
take
dead
a
the next turn, but he would have had to stop attacking. So,
yeah,
I don't know if he would have made it to this turn. He might
yeah.
have been dead like a turn earlier or something. I don't know if he would have made it to this turn to use that that lightning strike because he could have got his opponent to 3 that turn. All right, so looking here at his deck, at Jack's deck, he didn't make any changes. I did catch a glimpse of the other cards he's splashing on top of the Perilous Snares. He has Oketra the True, which is the god from Amonkhet, the white god. And
Mm-hmm.
he's got a Glissa from Marching Machine, that 5 mana one that makes incubators every turn. So that's his black
Oh wow.
splash. So some pretty spooky cards there. I could see how splashing those is going to up the power level here.
Sure. Johnny's got a very streamlined red-black aggro deck with plenty of cheap removal, including a Heartless Act that I'm seeing. That's a nice one. A couple spinouts, some lightning strikes, lots of great 2-drops, including 2 Draconics Engineers. I've seen a Cursed Marauder. I wonder if there's any loops that he can do with that in this deck. Maybe
Possibly, yeah.
he has sideboarded out his 6-drop Planeswalker, and I think he's trying to decide what to put in right now.
Okay. Yeah, I found, and I'm kind of finding this in a lot of our leagues, is by the time you get to week 5, there's kind of like 2 types of decks. There's like the green multicolor decks, and then there's the focus 2-color decks, whatever those are. But like,
Yeah.
there's not that much in between. And the focus 2-color decks are usually going to be more on the assertive side, if not aggressive in nature. It sort of polarizes to that by the end of the league, because you either just have enough fixing and enough cards to splash that you just build your 3+ color deck, or you have enough rares and uncommons within 2 colors to make a really coherent, maybe not necessarily a synergy deck, but just a really focused deck, which looks like Johnny has.
One of the highlights of Johnny's deck is the red-black companion that I've already forgotten the name of
Is
after
that
reading
Obosh?
it. Obosh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Although he doesn't. Go on.
I think he has a curse. He had a curse cloth wrappings too, I believe.
Sure, yeah, and that's actually in his opening hand. He's got a Grim Bubble, Curse Cloth Wrappings, Lightning Strike, and a Clamorous Ironclad.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not a bad hand, but I think against this deck, he wants his hand to be a little more proactive. Like you don't that hand. It's a very reactive hand. It is gonna. He is gonna be able to zap this Seed of Arma here on site.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, so in hand for Jack, we got a Plains and an Island. He's got a Path Cruiser to go find whatever other land he needs. He's got a Terrian here, the triple green card. He's got a Fang Guardian and the Possession Engine that we saw last game, and a World Wagon here off the top. So, yeah, and he can crew it next turn with his... he can't play Terrian unless he draws a forest, but he can play Fang Guardian. And the Fang Guardian will give +2/+2 to the World Wagon. So,
wow.
There's
Turn
a
3 World Wagon.
And there might be an unfortunate thing going on here with the Far Fortune, which is that it's going to be taken. And the absolutely strange interaction with taking Start the Engines card is because it's like a static ability that's just ever present. You get to start your engines when you take a Start Your Engines card from your opponent. So he automatically went to 1 when he took the Far Fortune. That's
pretty interesting here.
Yeah, it's an interaction that has come up. I did have a couple of steal effects in my deck, so it did come up that I was aware of this, but it's still not necessarily intuitive. But
Far Fortune
in
probably
a lot of trouble pretty early here.
Yeah. It looks like he's considering Grim Bobbling and Lightning Striking his own Far Fortune right now. Just to, I guess, take his opponent off of the ability to crew.
Yeah, I mean that's not necessarily solving the problem, but it's preventing imminent death here. Yeah, this
I think
this does not feel good.
um,
He put
in a hand
he basically
with
spent
all
three
recall
cards.
spells.
Yeah, he spent three cards just to
Yeah.
have his opponent not have control of that. So I don't believe he'll be able to attack with both vehicles, but he'll get in a nice attack here with his World Wagon. Yeah, so just this
Control.
mana just working out beautifully for him here. Triple blue, a double blue, and triple green both on time. World Wagon very helpful in that regard.
Yeah.
And
I
not
mean,
sure what Johnny can have here to get out of this.
he's pulled the Draconics Engineer off the top of his deck.
I mean, that's two
But
bodies, but are the two bodies going to be good enough here? With
I just don't see a way out, unfortunately, for Johnny this game.
yeah, he's can like basically double. Well, yeah, he can double chump because there's a Fang Guardian that can pump the World Wagon up to 6 toughness. Yeah, and the two Path Cruisers in hand, he really does have all the fixing. Like once you get to 10 losses, he has all the fixing he could ever need to make the deck work. So we get to
Yeah.
see a fully powered 10 loss deck here, really showcasing what you can do. I'm just making sure he's going to sequence this. He's going to. Because he wants to make. Yeah. Let's see.
I think First Cloth Wrappings is the last. Oh, interesting. Fang Guardian before combat.
Yeah, well, he wants
I
to
guess
crew it.
through. Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to. Okay, so he's going to do it this way. Okay. Yeah, he's attacking this way because he doesn't want to open up his World Wagon to just trade with a dragon token. He said, "I want 2 chumps here, or 1 chump,"
Yeah.
and my opponent goes to 1. And he said, "I don't want to offer the trade, even though World Wagon gets me another land. I have the lands I need. I'm good on lands. Let me do it this way," and then he can play his Huatli or his Path Cruiser here and just present more than lethal for next turn.
Momentum Breaker, the draw. Does that get him out of this at all? I don't think so.
Momentum Breaker, he'll sack like probably Possession Engine, I would say, or the Path Cruiser, and then he'll still be able to attack with like effectively 3 things probably next turn.
Yeah.
I don't think Curse Cloth Wrappings does enough either. And I mean, he could play it
Yeah.
and bring back his Engineer, but Johnny's basically saying, please don't have a creature.
Yeah.
A creature is going to be lethal here. And he's got he drew another Seat of Varma here, so that is, wow, lots of, just rare after rare after rare.
There's the Huatli, too.
Yeah. And I believe he could flip the Huatli if he wanted to, but he can just attack with 3 things here, and that'll be it. Yeah, he doesn't necessarily have to crew. He's dead to 3 attacks here. All right,
Yep.
so definitely, I will say in game 1, Jack got bailed out by drawing that forest there because his hand would have been on the borderline of being non-functional if he didn't, but he did, and everything flowed very nicely there in the first game and the second game as well. So congratulations to Jack with his powerful 4-color deck, taking down Johnny in our first feature match of the week. So we'll be back in a little bit for our second match.